The rain had not stopped in 3 days. Inside an old locksmith's shop nestled between abandoned buildings in a fading district of New Marseille, 16-year-old Jules sat alone, tracing his finger over a dusty ledger. The shop once echoed with laughter and clinking tools, but now it echoed only with regret. The man who taught him everything about keys, locks, and life, Mr. Clement, had vanished after accusing Jules of stealing a client's master key. Jules hadn't done it. But his silence that day, born from shock and confusion, had been taken as guilt. The stormy night deepened, thunder growling like a warning. Jules could have left the city months ago, but something kept drawing him back to the shop. Maybe it was the unfinished apology. Maybe it was the need to clear his name. As he tightened his coat and walked toward the back room, something clattered behind a loose wall panel. A quick investigation revealed a fallen envelope wedged beneath the floorboard. His fingers trembled as he lifted the panel. Inside the envelope was a small, strange key, and a letter in Mr. Clement's handwriting. "Jules, if you're reading this, I hope your heart hasn't hardened. The truth is, I wasn't sure you were guilty. I panicked. That master key had the power to open every home in the upper lane, and when it disappeared, I thought only someone close could have taken it. But doubt and fear made me blind. If you can forgive an old man's mistake, follow the trail. Start with the green cabinet behind the safe. Forgiveness is harder than locks, but it opens more than doors." Jules's breath caught. Behind the safe, he found the green cabinet, half rotten, covered in soot. The hidden compartment inside held an old cassette recorder and a rusted keyring, minus the master key. He pressed play. A familiar voice came through, the voice of the client who'd reported the key stolen, Inspector Laurent. "This is proof. I had no right to frame that boy. I used the master key myself, to plant evidence in the mayor's house. I needed leverage. The locksmith found out. I threatened him. God help me." Jules's eyes widened. The inspector had used both of them. Rage bubbled, but so did relief. He wasn't crazy. He wasn't a thief. 2 hours later, Jules stood in the living room of an elderly man, soaked in rain and memories. Mr. Clement answered the door slowly, age having dulled his shoulders but not his eyes. They stood in silence for a moment, two men torn apart by mistrust. "I found your letter," Jules said. Mr. Clement didn't speak. His hand trembled as he reached for Jules's shoulder. "I should never have doubted you," he whispered. "And I should have spoken up," Jules replied. They embraced, awkwardly at first, then tightly, as thunder rolled in the distance. The next morning, Jules and Mr. Clement returned to the shop together. As they dusted off the tools and fixed the broken hinges, something shifted. Not just in the air, but in the heart of a boy who had learned that sometimes it takes more courage to forgive than to fight. And that trust once broken can be rebuilt, not with grand gestures, but with quiet truths. Morals of the story. Forgiveness requires courage, but it frees the soul. Trust is fragile, but not irreparable. The truth often hides in the everyday. We must be willing to look closely. Real strength lies not in revenge, but in reconciliation. If the story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's more long stories in the vault, and every sketch tells a deeper story.